Adrian, how you doing?
Very well, thank you.
So Focusrite Pro is a sort of separate thing now, and all part of the, is it still the Rednet kind of networking type of
That's
technology
right, yeah. Focusrite Pro is a new business unit set up last year within Focusrite, and Focusrite Pro looks after all of our Rednet and ISA range, so really the top level stuff that we make for real pro users.
And it still has the iconic red kind of anodized aluminium, or I don't know if it's anodized aluminium, that's what I call it anyway.
That's
yeah,
right,
the chunky
yeah.
stuff.
I think the embossed red is here to stay for the foreseeable future.
And this is new. This is looks like, is this kind of a broadcast or kind of voiceover station? What would you call
Well,
this?
it has a number of different uses. Really, I mean, as with many things that we make, it's our users who show us what these things should be used for. This particular device is part of the Rednet family. It's the Rednet X2P. And it's designed really for, well, it's a Dante device, has 2 line mic inputs, the same like you'd find on our red interfaces, so with the air filter. It's built for secure redundancy, so on the back you can see we've got 2 Ethercon inputs for the network. The reason we have 2 is for daisy chaining. We also have a lockable power supply as well, so that thing's going to be really secure once it's plugged in. But this device also can be powered through the Ethernet as well if you've got a power over Ethernet switch. Also has has a headphone output, and fits nicely on the desktop with the rubber feet, or you can screw it into a mic stand if you want to use it on a stage. So really this thing fits quite nicely in a lot of situations. It's very obviously going to be used as a monitor controller or a headphone amp, but you could also imagine putting this in a live room where you can remote control the preamps and have a local headphone mix for the artist. You could put them in an orchestra pit for a local input and a headphone fold back. You could have them on the stage. You could have it next to a mixing console as a comfort monitor. You could have it in a broadcast situation. Really, it fits into a number of different places very, very well.
And it's Dante, right? So
that's right, yeah. So being Rednet, all of our backbone, all of our audio transport is Dante on these devices, including this one.
So, I mean, is that the future now? I mean, are the kind of days of large multi-cores kind of a bit obsolete?
Depends on the situation, I think. Down the pub, I think you're going to have large multi-cores. The actual infrastructure of the audio world still is largely analog. In terms of technological advancements, yes, this is a really important one. And especially now with Dante that we're compatible with AS67, which means we can speak to QSys systems, we can speak to Ravenna systems, and the world of audio networking really is opening up that it doesn't actually matter which protocol you're using because everything will just work together.
So you could just translate between, you have translation layers. I mean, that there are multiple, you know, there are a lot of different formats. I mean, is there one, I mean, obviously you've gone with Dante as the backbone. I mean, you must feel that that's obviously one of the more, it's got the highest penetration. I mean, is it, or do you go for the capabilities?
So we've been Dante partners since about 2010, and there was only about 30 or 40 manufacturers developing equipment for Dante at that time. Since then, there's now, I think, more than 300, and there's more than 1,000 compatible products on the market, which means you can be pretty sure most companies manufacturing network audio products are using Dante or thinking about using Dante, which means the system you can build can be entirely bespoke for what you're trying to do. In terms of capability, I don't think we lack anything with Dante at all. It was a smart choice by the company at the time. And time has shown that continues to be a smart choice.
I suppose the other thing is you know what, no matter what, I mean, if you're using, is it Cat 5e or Cat 6 cable?
Cat 5e, Cat 6, yeah.
I mean, if you've got that cable infrastructure with redundancy built in, you can kind of pretty much patch it any way you like, I suppose. You know,
yeah, I mean, one cable connection will give you about 1,000 channels of audio on Cat 5e or Cat 6.
It's unimaginable, really, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah, it does. I mean, you're only really limited with network audio with Dante, and therefore with Rednet, by your network capability. So if you can do it with the network, you can do it with your audio system.
And do you kind of advocate dedicated Dante routers? I mean, is that the way that you would do it, or do people stick them on their
Not
stand?
necessarily. I mean, it's always easier just to have nothing but Dante in your network. And obviously you're limited by bandwidth, so if you have more things going on in the network, that reduces the amount of audio channels you can have safely. But that said, because it's a network, you can prioritize different types of network traffic. So if you know what you're doing, you can configure your network in such a way that the audio has the highest priority over other things on the network.
So is it using gigabit as the backbone, or is it higher up?
Gigabit, yeah. Gigabit's our minimum spec. That said, I mean, it's possible that you can send audio on a 100 megabit switch. You just won't be able to send as much as you could with a gigabit switch, but we always recommend gigabit.
And what's the kind of through latency from end to end? Like, say if we've got something like this coming in, and then that's going to a control room, how long is it before it comes out the speakers?
It's microseconds. It's data, I believe, passes down the cable something like 60-70% the speed of light. So it's
faster than sound anyway.
It's still extremely fast. The main latency latency comes from the chip, the converter chip inside the device. The Dante latency is variable. You can choose how low or high you want that to be depending on the number of network hops. Lowest latency is 150 microseconds up to 5 milliseconds.
Right, okay. So, very tunable. So this is available now. What's the retail price for this?
In euros, it's about 400 euros with taxes, maybe a little slightly more than that.
Right, so I mean, affordable for a twin channel, definitely.
Yeah, and it's the very high quality converter spec that we have in the Reds as well. So it's a very decent sounding piece of kit as well.
Is there any other Rednet stuff that's come out since we've probably last seen you? I'm just trying to think.
It's possible that the new Red 16 line, so we've now completed our range of Red interfaces. So these are our Thunderbolt devices where Rednet was designed to be modular. So you have mic pre's in one device, AS3 in one device. Red is designed to be your all-in-one device. Still uses Dante as the backbone, so it's expandable with other Rednet or Dante products. But really, each of these devices is designed to be almost standalone, with the possibility to expand it into an audio network. There's 3 different flavors, each with a different combination of mic pre's, line IOs, some digital IOs, and also Dante and Pro Tools HD as well.
And it's got the classic.
It's got the delicious
CNC embossed logos. Adrian, thank you very much for showing us.
Pleasure, as always.